Hello everyone, shorter update today. Um, right now I'm basically just in a waiting period, so I finally have a date for when we'll start the transplant procedure, which is January 27th, assuming everything goes right. The last thing that I'm waiting for uh, will be a PET scan that I'm having on this coming Tuesday. And then on the 26th, Thursday, we'll have a go no go discussion with the transplant team. And then, assuming everything is still on track, I'll enter the hospital on the 27th. And I'll probably be there somewhere 3 to 4 weeks. We'll see. But the first week will be the chemo, and then the next 2 weeks will just be the recovery. And the recovery is hard, certainly. At least that's what I understand. The only other kind of big update since the last time we talked, I mentioned I needed to have a dental procedure. So a week ago, yesterday, I had a tooth extraction for a baby tooth. I know I'm pretty old for a baby tooth, but I still had one hanging around, and that was because there was no tooth underneath it. So it just stayed there from when I was a little kid, and I was kind of hoping that the tooth would make it to, at least 40 years. But it didn't quite make it that far, and that was because over time the tooth behind it didn't have anything pushing against it to keep it in place. So it started to kind of fall over like a leaning tower of Pisa. None of this caused any problems for me on a day-to-day basis, but what happened is it created a gap. As the bigger tooth started leaning over the smaller tooth, then they got further and further apart at the base, and this gap created an area that was prone to infection and was very hard to clean. So my oral health advisors from the transplant clinic said that we really needed to take the baby tooth out so that we had the ability to clean and get that area healthy before we killed the immune system. So the mouth is in one of the biggest problem areas, my understanding, for both the impact of the chemo and then for the ability to get infections when you have no immune system. So that was a week ago. The extraction process itself was a little rough. It took about twice as long as it was supposed to, and the tooth kind of broke off in a weird way, and then there was a part of the tooth that seemed to have fused to the bone of my jaw. It's kind of how my dentist described it. And despite all of his efforts, he could not get this piece of my tooth out. So eventually, he just had to drill it away, kind of the way that you would drill out like a screw or a nail that you can't get out of a board. You can kind of just drill it out to destroy it. So the same thing happened with this piece of my baby tooth. So that process itself was unpleasant, but the recovery has been great. So I've had essentially no pain at all, and I've taken exactly one Tylenol pill since last Thursday, and that was a preventative to make sure I could sleep on the first night. Even though I didn't really feel any pain, I thought, just have this one Tylenol pill. And then that's it. I haven't had any pain at all. So certainly weird. I've been only chewing on the other side, eating mostly soft foods. I'm starting to feel the stitches a lot more because they're starting to fall out. But it's been pretty smooth. And then I had a checkup with my dentist, and then a checkup with the oral health team at Fred Hutch, both this past week and the last couple days. And everyone said that it looked good. Additionally, that one hole is not the only problem in my mouth where I could potentially have an infection, since I have rough teeth. I spend a lot of time taking care of my teeth now, but when I was a kid, I did not take care of my teeth very well, and I paid the price. So some of my back teeth have relatively deep gum pockets. And so the Fred Hutch team actually inserted little, I guess, slow release antibiotics into my gums yesterday that over the next month or so would continue to release antibiotics to keep my mouth healthy. I thought that was pretty cool, actually. I can't feel them or anything, and despite them being inserted, I can still floss, no problem. So I think it's because they're deeper than where you can floss. But I thought it was kind of neat, anyways, that they have these slow release antibiotics. So, yep, that's kind of it that's happening. So right now, I'm continuing just to kind of wait. I've been going to physical therapy to try and build some exercise habits because I'm going to be really, really weak in the hospital, and staying somewhat active is essential for recovery. If I can, they say the target is to be out of my bed at least 6 hours a day. That will help a lot with my recovery. So I'm trying to do better on that now by walking, 30 minutes a day and doing my exercises. I'm still not very good at it, but making progress. So that's about it. We'll find out in the next week what's going on, and hopefully Friday the 27th, a week from today, will be kind of day zero for the new immune system. So, all right, thank you all for your support, and have a good one.